Greetings, my beautiful family and friends, and welcome to Coco's channel. Today, guys, we are doing a vegan meatloaf. This is my first time trying this, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to start out with the crumbles that I just showed you, and I do apologize for this here angle, but those are pinto beans. And we're also going to use some walnuts. And to that, we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings, which is our granulated garlic, smoked paprika, a little bit of Old Bay, because everything I do, baby, it's got to have some Old Bay in it. I don't care what it is. I'm putting Old Bay. A little pink Himalaya sea salt. And for my sauce, I'm going to add a little barbecue sauce and some homemade salsa. So I went ahead and ground up my walnuts in my blender. Got those very nice and very smooth. I'm going to add that to the bowl. This is going to be used as almost like a filler as well, guys. And you know, with the meat that I'm using, it's not like a regular hamburger meat, so you're going to need something to kind of bind it together. So that's where the beans and the walnuts are going to come into place. I do apologize for my angles, guys. I am like absolutely the worst. But I'm trusting and believing in God for a larger kitchen. That's my prayer. I'm trusting and believing in God for a larger kitchen. This kitchen is small, but I don't want to ever seem unappreciative, because at least I do have some place to cook. So I've added my meat crumbles, guys, with my beans and my walnuts that are crushed. Now I'm going to go ahead and add all of this here salsa. This salsa is made by one of my co-workers, Donna, and her husband, Andy. They are absolutely amazing when it comes to making this freaking salsa. So, yeah, I decided to go ahead and use this instead of cutting up my onions and bell peppers and tomatoes. And then this also gives it a nice moistness to it as well. I'm going to go ahead and start out with my seasonings, guys, by adding my granulated garlic, a little bit of my Old Bay. You do this according to your taste. You know, that's all I can say as far as that's concerned. I just usually can go by sight. And let's see here. That's a little bit of my pink Himalaya salt. And a little bit of smoked paprika. And then a little bit of black pepper, babies. That was tomato sauce, guys. Lord Jesus, this angling is just absolutely the worst. But I'm going through with this video. I'm so sorry in advance. But that was some tomato sauce, guys. And now I'm going to crack an egg in there. And that's going to act as a binder as well. And then what I'm going to do, guys, is add a few tablespoons of breadcrumbs to this mixture as well. And this adds as a binder, you know, because it's like different working with the crumbles. You got to have something that's going to make your loaf kind of stay together when you put it in your dish. So those are the breadcrumbs. And that's 5 teaspoons of breadcrumbs. And that was a whole package of the crumbles. And I just don't ever understand how is it when I'm recording these videos, guys, I can see everything that I'm doing in the video. When I go to upload this video, this is what I see, and I don't understand that. I really don't. So now, guys, I'm just kind of stirring my mixture, getting everything incorporated as best as I can. As you can see how the crumbles look. It doesn't look the same as, you know, regular hamburger meat. So I've got everything mixed up. So now I'm going to go ahead and place it in my baking dish, guys, and get it shaped to the form of a loaf. And you can see I'm just basically using a flat spatula and my hands. You can use both of your hands also. That's totally up to you. But it works perfectly like this as well. And as you can see, it's staying together very nicely. And I just think it's because of all of the binders that I used. Because that crumble will definitely crumble. So after we get it shaped into this here loaf, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cover this with some foil. And I'm going to place it in the oven with the foil on for approximately 30 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the foil and add my sauce. So now this is my sauce. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take a can of tomato sauce. That angling is horrible, just horrible. And then that's the barbecue sauce that you can't see. And then that's the mustard that you can't see. So we're going to add the tomato sauce, guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my barbecue sauce to the same can. And kind of sort of fill it up almost. Same amount of tomato sauce. I'm going to mix that together. I'm going to add about 3 to 4 teaspoons of brown sugar, about a teaspoon and a half of the mustard. I don't really have a lot of mustard left, but that's approximately what I think was left in the container. And then the brown sugar, and this is just going to add a little sweetness. If you do not like a sweet sauce on top of your meatloaf, then by all means don't use brown sugar. Use something else. but I do like mine a little sweet. So guys, we're just going to get that stirred up very, very nicely, incorporate it, and then I am going to strategically place it on top of the meatloaf. And this is going to bake in the oven uncovered for about 10 minutes. And this is on 350 degrees. And that was a little bit of smoked paprika. I just added, I like the little taste of smoked paprika as well. So now we're going to go ahead and just kind of place this sauce on top of my meatloaf. And as you can see, it looked like it stayed together very nicely. So we're going to go ahead and get this covered. And what I'm going to do with the remainder of this sauce, I'm just going to add a little bit of broth to it. And then I'm just going to place that in the actual pan. So, like when you cut you a piece of meatloaf, you can scoop you some sauce on top of it as well. So now I'm just adding my vegetable broth. It's vegetable broth to the sauce mixture, and now I'm just going to pour it in the actual dish around the meatloaf. And then we're going to place that back in the oven, guys, for about 10 to 15 minutes. And you can see the consistency just a little bit watery now. Yeah, and so that's gonna, I'm gonna put the rest of that in there as well. But you see how nice and pretty that looks? And there's the broth, just to kind of loosen that up so that it doesn't, burn on the bottom of the pan as well. Because the brown sugar in the mixture, it will burn. All right, so that's done, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and place that back in the oven and let that cook for about 10 or 15 minutes. And this is the finished results right here. It looks nice. I can't wait to cut into it.